They say the desert is a graveyard. They are wrong. It is a vault. Deep beneath the shifting sands of the empty quarter, we found the crime scene of the ancient world. We found bones that defy biology, rib cages the size of ship hulls, hands that could crush granite like clay. They said Ad was a fairy tale, but the earth remembers the weight. This is not a story about ghosts. It is a case study on structural failure. It begins with Iram of the pillars, the Atlantis of the sands. The Quran calls it the likes of which was never created in any land. These were not just builders. They were architects of the impossible. The people of Ad, titans, walking among us like gods. They did not use machines. They were the machines. They carved homes out of solid mountains and engineered a paradise in the wasteland. Gold flowing like water, a system running at peak performance. They had everything except the code to sustain it. Success is a dangerous drug. It creates a blind spot. They stood on their high balconies and asked the question that kills civilizations. Who is mightier than us? They looked at their muscles and saw divinity. They forgot the source code. They were just the tenants. A signal was sent. Hud. He was not a giant. He carried a mirror. He stood before the Titans and said, "Worship the one who gave you this strength." He brought a reality check. But the ego is a thick wall. They laughed at him. They demanded a stress test. "If you speak the truth," they said, "produce life from this dead stone." And the rock split. Not a trick, a she-camel. A living, breathing impossibility stepping out of the geology. The condition was simple. She drinks one day, you drink the next. Do not harm the anomaly. But arrogance is a virus. In the dark, the elite plotted. 9 men. They chose violence. They hamstrung the beast. The moment the blood touched the sand, the warranty expired. Hud told them, "Enjoy yourselves in your homes for 3 days." 3 days. The countdown. The first day, yellow fear. The second day, red anger. The third day, black realization. They looked at the horizon and saw a massive cloud. "Rain!" they screamed. "This is what we prayed for!" It was not rain. It was the Sarsar, a wind, a sonic weapon. The Quran describes it as a roaring, furious wind, cold enough to burn skin, loud enough to shatter the nervous system. Gravity seemed to fail. The giants braced themselves, digging heels into marble. But mass means nothing against the wrath of the designer. 20 tons of muscle, lifted like a feather, tossed around like dry leaves. The wind ripped them from their strongholds. The screaming of the wind drowned out the screaming of the men. 7 nights, 8 days, relentless. It erased the gold. It erased the arrogance. It was suffocated by dust. And then, silence. The sun rose on the 8th day. The city was deleted. The text describes the scene with terrifying precision. A field of corpses where a civilization used to be. But there was a calm within the chaos, a zone of safety. Hud and the believers standing in the eye of the storm, unharmed, saved by their humility. There is a physics to mercy. The wind destroys the rigid. It flows around the humble. The desert reclaimed the ruins. We call it the Rub al Khali, the empty quarter. But the cycle is not finished. Look at the horizon today. Glass towers scraping the sky, steel pillars defying gravity. We have split the atom and conquered the genome. We are running the same code as Ad. We think we are invincible. We are building Iram again. We dig up their bones and marvel at the scale, but we ignore the lesson. The earth is shifting again. The prophecy is active. The prophet said, "The hour will not come until the land of the Arabs returns to meadows and rivers." Look at the satellite maps. The dry veins of Arabia are filling with water. The green is returning. The data does not lie. The cycle is closing. Do not be the hollow trunk. Do not wait for the wind. Fix the signal. Repair the connection. True strength is not in stone. It is in submission. History repeats for those who do not read the warnings. You have been told. Subscribe for the next story.